Hey everyone, so normally for these kinds of serious update videos, I usually don't include background music, I try to be more serious, but for this one, I'm actually gonna try to keep up the energy, include some music, because even though the title may sound kind of scary, and even though the future of the project hangs in the balance of what I'm about to say, I honestly think that a lot of good things can come out of this, and I'm proud of everything that has been accomplished already, so I'm just gonna jump right into it, with a smile on my face, because I honestly am just so happy with how things have been. So, ultimately, I'm here to tell you guys about the status of the Season 2 dub of Tower of God. So, a lot of you are waiting for episode 10 of Season 2. It's been a few weeks. Normally we release them once a week. If you don't know, we release 2 chapters in a single episode every Saturday or Sunday, every weekend, right? And we've been killing it. We've speeding through Season 2. It's been great. But recently, with the whole Webtoon debacle with Kumso and the copyright strikes on YouTube, I've actually been in touch with a few people from Webtoon. And I've been alerted, and someone has let me know and informed that Webtoon is starting to implement this system of Daily Pass. It's essentially this thing where you have to pay to read the chapters of a story that's already been finished. It's something like that, right? It's kind of like, as far as I know, it's kind of like some sort of subscription service. Maybe not entirely, but it's something akin to that. And now normally, Webtoon implements this for series that have finished, and then usually like a year later, most of its chapters are locked and you have to do like the Daily Pass thing to read the chapters. And more Webtoons are starting to get this treatment, and apparently Tower of God is most likely going to get this treatment at some point. Now, that alone is not the biggest deal, right? If I have to pay a little bit to read Tower of God, I don't know if it's, again, like a monthly thing or how exactly it works, but I personally don't entirely mind. But the big deal with this is that if or when this is implemented, any content on YouTube that contains numerous panels from these episodes will not be allowed. So for example, if you do a reaction to the newest chapter and it's locked, that's not allowed on YouTube. You can do it to chapters that are not locked, but as far as I know, everything after chapter 15 of season 1 will be locked. Now, of course, this means that our dub will not be allowed to stay on YouTube. So whenever this happens, we will have to private most of our videos. We can keep everything up until episode 15. And then everything else, I'm not sure. We might have to put it up for Patreon only on a Google Drive or something, because it can't be allowed on YouTube. So, keeping all that in mind, I've spoken to a few of my actors, and I've talked it over with Joe, my assistant director, other Joe, and ultimately, with this system eventually going to be put into place, Now keep in mind, for Tower of God, it might not happen after it's finished. They're thinking they might implement it in the middle of its run. So considering that, it could be a year from now, it could be more, but who knows? We don't think that continuing the dub is really the best course of action because of the amount of time that is put into each episode. We'd love to continue the dub until it's finished, or continue the dub until the Daily Pass system is implemented, but then we'll just have to take them all down. So, if you don't know, every episode takes an insane amount of work, and not just from my end, right? So first with the script, the episodes, that usually takes a few hours. I have to talk to my translator guy, and he has to let me know how to pronounce the names, and if there's like a mistranslation from Webtoon, And then after that, I have to contact the actors, set a deadline. Sometimes I schedule recording sessions with them. Sometimes there's redos that are needed and they have to record, and then I have to edit their audio, and then I have to do the framework and the editing and the sound effects and the music and try to solve all that. And then I have to ask Ruka to make a thumbnail. There's so much that goes into every single one of these episodes that if it's just going to be removed in a few months, right, we don't think that that's worth it. Now, other options include possibly making the dub for patrons only or something like that. And if enough people wanted that, we would consider it. However, ultimately, that means only a small section of you would be able to see it, and I'm not sure if that's really the best idea. So, ultimately, we think that putting the project on a hold, on a hiatus, would be the best idea. Maybe something will change in the future. Maybe we'll find out that there won't be a Daily Pass system for Tower of God, who knows? But for now, it's looking like that, and so we don't think that continuing the project is a good idea. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to stop entirely. We might do select scenes from the Name Hunt station or whatever, right? Maybe everyone's favorite scene. We'll dub it every once in a while or something like that. Because we still want to kind of make that content, but we just don't think it's possible to do consecutive episodes anymore. Now, maybe we'll finish out the current arc. Like, let us know what you think. The only problem with finishing out our current arc, which is 2 more episodes and 4 more chapters, is that people might think that we've returned, you know, like, oh, the dub is back, and people are going to ask, where's episode 12? So, I'm not sure. Let us know what you think. I'm honestly open to hearing what you think down below, but ultimately, I never really thought that we'd get through Season 1, you know? We finished Season 1, we got 18 chapters into Season 2. I couldn't be more proud of each and every actor and person who participated in this, you know? Haru and the people who worked in the Season 2 opening, it looks phenomenal, you know? And it saddens me that we won't be able to keep using it, but it's up on YouTube at least, and that's not going down. I'm just so immensely proud of how far we've come, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching the dub and supporting the dub. I know a lot of you support us on Patreon because of the dub, but another good thing that can come out of this, even though I'm sad that it's over, is that these did take a lot of time, and now I can take that time and pour it into other types of content. So maybe, you know, we might not have the weekly episodes anymore, potentially, and probably, but I can start doing other things. And like I said, maybe we can dub future scenes that you guys have really wanted to see, and I can start producing other kinds of content. So I ultimately don't think that this is the end of the world, you know, the worst thing. I think a lot of good can come out of this. So I want to stay positive about this whole thing and just look back and be like, wow, like it's amazing how far we've come. So ultimately, guys, thanks a lot. I want to talk to you about this in the comments. Like, what do you guys think? You know, do you have any ideas or like thoughts or opinions on everything I've discussed? Let me know, you know, and for you people on Patreon who are supporting us because of the dub, I promise you, I will be making content for you specifically going into the future, and your support will continue to make this channel possible. I really wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys over on Patreon. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in my next update video, whenever that may come. Take care.